Salam and welcome to my preview of this weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. One Grand Prix that I'm really looking forward to. We've seen so many classic races in Baku, and I think we're set for another, fingers crossed, classic Grand Prix at the Azerbaijan capital. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and I think we're going to be in for a really entertaining Grand Prix. But I think one of the topics that is going to be has been debated about basically in the lead up to the Grand Prix is Red Bull flexi wings. It'll be interesting to see whether Mercedes do in fact put in a protest against Red Bull or when any other team use about flexi wings. So it'll be interesting to see whether that does go ahead. But yeah, but putting that to one side, I think overall, as I say, I think this weekend's Grand Prix, for me, there are two drivers that I think need just need a stronger result. I think just need a result which actually makes them feel good about life in their team. And I think one of the drivers is Daniel Ricciardo. Obviously he'll have his good and bad memories of Baku. Obviously he's a Grand Prix winner at Baku. But obviously we remember his incident when he was a Red Bull driver with Max Verstappen. So good and bad memories for Daniel Ricciardo. But I don't know. You know what? For some reason, I fancy Daniel, the Honey Badger, to get on the podium this week. I don't know why. I've just got a funny feeling that he's gonna do it for some reason. Don't ask me why, but I've just got a sneaky suspicion. I've got a sneaky feeling that Daniel's going to do something really special this weekend. Look, no, he did have a disappointing weekend in Monaco, and it's not, you wouldn't say he's adapted to life at McLaren as well as say like Carlos Sainz has at Ferrari. But look, it's still very early in the season. It's very early on in Daniel Ricciardo's career at McLaren, and of course, even now he's still going to be learning. And I think once you get towards the mid part of the season, I think Daniel will then definitely want to be more or less on par with Lando. But I still believe that Daniel has made the right decision in joining McLaren. When he joined Renault, it took time for him to settle into his new team, and then you look at what he went on to achieve last season. So, I still think it will come good for Ricardo at McLaren, and as I say, I've got a sneaky suspicion he's going to do something special this weekend, and I think that it's because it's a street circuit as well, and also the fact plenty of straights. We know that McLaren has got Mercedes engine bolted in its car as well, so that should help McLaren have a strong weekend. And as I say, I think Daniel. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think Daniel will be on the podium. This weekend. So we'll see whether that happens. But I think also Lando Norris as well. I know Carlos Sainz has said that he's backing Lando to have a good weekend in Azerbaijan, and I totally agree with him. And Lando has had a fantastic start to this season, and of course, celebrating his multi-year contract signing, and then getting a podium in Monaco and the streets of Monaco, perfect way to celebrate a new contract. So yeah, Lando really is on a high, and he's driving best that he has been, I think, in when during his time in Formula One so far. So he carries on performing the way that he is, then without doubt he will be um one of the star drivers. Well, he already is one of the star drivers of this year, but if he carries on consistently performing at the level that he is right now, then you know what? I wouldn't back against him winning a race this year. And I said it at the start of the season, the fact that I predicted McLaren would win a race this year, and I still think they can do it. I really do. I think the progress that they are making, the results they've been able to achieve this year, particularly with Lando, I think has been fantastic, and it's great to see. So, I do back McLaren to have a strong weekend in Baku, and as I say, I've got a sneaky suspicion Daniel's going to be on the podium this week, and so we'll wait and see whether that is the case. But also another driver who I think needs to um, hasn't had a straightforward start to this season, but has done okay actually. I think is Sergio Perez. Like Daniel, I wouldn't say it's been plain sailing for Checo at Red Bull. But joining a new team from a team that you've been with for for so long, it's going to take time to settle in a new team. But Checo, to be fair, it's not been terrible. It's not been a terrible start at Red Bull. But it just needs to, I think Red Bull will be hoping that he can be more up there, with the likes of, Lewis and Valtteri and Max as well, to give Red Bull a stronger chance of, being able to challenge the Mercedes even more. They can't keep relying on Max all the time. But we go to Azerbaijan, and Checo, we know he loves Azerbaijan, and he's finished on the podium twice, I believe, twice on the podium, during his time at Force India, now Aston Martin. So yeah, Checo does like Azerbaijan, and I'll make another prediction: the fact that I think Checo will see him on the podium this year. Oh, this year, well, yeah, definitely this year we'll see him on the podium. But I think he'll be on the podium in Azerbaijan. We know he goes well. We know he loves the track, and I think Checo will be on for a strong weekend this weekend. So yeah, I'm backing Sergio Perez to finish on the podium this weekend. And if he does that, then I think he'll definitely feel good about himself, about life at Red Bull. And I think there's definitely more to come from Sergio. And yeah, really intrigued to see how he gets on this weekend in Azerbaijan. And of course, the continued battle of Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. So we know that Max is now leading the Drivers' Championship for the first time ever in his Formula One career. We also know that Red Bull are leading the Constructors' Championship as well. So, things are looking good for Red Bull, but there's still an awfully long way to go this season. And Mercedes will admit, of course, no, they had a bad weekend in Monaco. But listen, not every driver, not every team is going to have a perfect weekend, and there will be weekends where things don't go to plan. But if there's one team that can bounce back from setbacks, it's Mercedes, and they've proven that time and time again in Formula One. So, and to be fair, although Red Bull say Mercedes will have the advantage, Mercedes say Red Bull are out in front, which they are. But the fact that they keep saying that, no, I think Mercedes. I expect them to have a strong weekend in Azerbaijan. I don't expect them to struggle as they did in Monaco. Obviously, Azerbaijan will present more overtaking opportunities as well. Some sections of the circuit are narrow, but even so, I still expect there to be plenty of overtaking. And look, as I say, I expect plenty of straights as well. You would expect then the Mercedes backed cars, including Aston Martin, Mercedes, as well, to be, and of course Williams. You'd expect them to be strong, particularly along the straight. So I think Mercedes will bounce back this weekend. Who will win? I'm not 100% sure, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm going for Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez to be both on the podium this week, and whether that happens, we'll only know come the end of Sunday. But yeah, no, once again, round six of Red Bull versus Mercedes, and we saw in Monaco, Charles Leclerc put the Ferrari on pole. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to start that race. But Ferrari are showing signs that they're challenging to be at least best of the rest behind Red Bull and Mercedes, and potentially Ferrari could be in contention to have another good weekend this weekend in Azerbaijan. We know that Carlos Sainz has adapted to life at Ferrari really well. Fine podium in Monaco for the Spaniard, and I expect him to have another good weekend in Azerbaijan. Perhaps maybe not. Maybe Ferrari won't be as strong as McLaren in at at this weekend, but you just never know. And the beauty of sport, the beauty of Formula One is that anything can happen. It really can. And I think what was great to see as well in Monaco was Aston Martin. Look, we know it's been a difficult start to the season for the Silverstone-based team. But both drivers finishing in the points, and Sebastian Vettel finishing really strong, fifth place for the team. So it was good. It was good to see that, and I hope Sebastian can build, particularly Sebastian. I hope he can build on this result, and yeah, see the Sebastian evolve and get his get his going to get his fists out, and yeah, and you know what? We know he's a world class driver, Sebastian. He's a 4 times world champion for a reason, and yeah, hopefully Aston Martin, fingers crossed, they can now make the progress that they want to. That Monaco result gives them plenty of confidence going forward. So yeah. Also, just want to talk about quickly Haas as well. Look, it's going to be a very difficult year this year. But what I would say is that I think Mick Schumacher is adapting to life really well in Formula One. Obviously no points scored, and I don't expect Haas to be scoring many points this year, if I'm being totally honest. But it's I think this year for both Mick and also for Nikita as well, it's just about learning, learning to adapt to life in Formula One, and just trying to maximize every opportunity as it comes. Look, we know Nikita has a lot of spins this year in free practice, but we know that rookies do make mistakes, and it happens, and it's going to happen, but. I think Mick in particular, I think has done really well. I think it's been really encouraging. There've been a couple of races where they've actually been able to compete with Williams as well, which I think will encourage the team as well. So, there are some encouraging signs from Haas. Even like I say, I would expect them to continue to prop up the back of the field, but they're a young team, and they are going to make mistakes. Obviously, young driver lineup as well. But it's not been. Mick in particular, like I say, has adapted to life really well in Formula One. I've been impressed with him, the way he's come across as well. And yeah, wish them all the very best for the rest of the season. So yeah, that is the end of my preview. Looking ahead to this weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, I think we're going to be in for a really good Grand Prix. I've already predicted, as I say, I've already predicted Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo to be on the podium this weekend. Who will win the race? I'm not entirely sure. But like I say, we know, we've seen a lot of classic races at Azerbaijan, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really can't wait. So yeah, looking forward to the Grand Prix, and I hope you guys and girls are as well. And I will catch up with you guys and girls after the Grand Prix when I do my review of the race. Enjoy the race in Baku, and I will catch up with you all soon. Take care, everyone.